Hello everyone. I hope all will be good, all will be safe and sound at their homes. So as we are discussing in the geography, so as in the previous video, you might have seen how the agriculture activity is practiced in the different parts of the world. And after this one, we were discussing that how the agriculture activities have been categorized, that subsistence farming and commercial farming. Under the commercial farming, we have discussed about the grain farming, commercial grain farming. Now we have to discuss about the mixed farming. Okay, without further ado, that we are going to start it. So, in the mixed farming mainly, the land is used for growing food and fodder crops for rearing livestock. Mainly in the mixed farming, the whatever the land is there, so it is used mainly for growing the food and fodder crops for rearing the animals. Whatever the animals are being reared by farmers and reared by herders. So for them as well, the fodder is also, fodder means चारा उनके खाने के लिए. These all the things are just produced. It is practiced in Europe, Eastern USA, Argentina, the Southeast Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. Mainly the mixed farming that is practiced and that is done in Europe continent, in Eastern USA, Argentina, Southeast Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. Okay, then the third kind of the commercial farming, that is plantation. Plantation are a type of commercial farming where single crop of tea, coffee, sugarcane, cheso, and that is rubber, banana, or cotton are grown. Mainly in the plantation, only a single crop is grown in a large tract of land, in a large part of the land. Okay, like single crop of tea, you might have seen if you have gone through the different areas. So you might have seen the tea plantation, coffee plantation, sugarcane plantation, cheso, rubber, banana, or as well as that is about cotton are grown. Large amount of labor and capital are required. If you are going for this plantation, so large number of laborers as well as the capital. Capital means that is money in hand. Okay, that is for investing on these large tracts of land that is required. The produce may be processed on the farm itself or in nearby factories. The development of a transport network is thus essential for such farming. Suppose if we have produced lots of means we have got the lots of the production, definitely as in commercial farming, that is mainly for selling into the market. So the good network of the transport is also essential for this farming. Major plantations are found in the tropical regions of the world, mainly the tropical areas. So the major plantation is being done in the different parts of the world. Rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, tea in India, and Sri Lanka are some examples. Here they have given about the some plantation, this one agriculture, that is rubber, that is in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, and tea in India and Sri Lanka. These are the some examples of the plantation agriculture. Then they have given about the major crops. A large variety of crops are grown to meet the requirement of the growing population. As you all know that large variety, different kind of the crops, these are grown to fulfill the requirement of the growing population, as the population is increasing by leaps and bounds. Crops also supply raw material for agro-based industries. As we all know that from these crops, these crops also work as a raw material for agro-based industries. Major food crops are wheat, rice, maize, and millets, and jute and cotton are fiber crops, and important beverage crops are tea and coffee. Here they have given major food crops, wheat, rice, maize, and millets, and the jute and cotton are fiber crops, and the important beverage means which is drinkable, these are tea and coffee. So one by one they have explained about these crops. See, first they have given here about the rice. Rice is the major food crop of the world. It is a staple. Staple diet means to say that is main diet of the tropical and subtropical regions. Okay, it is major that is food crop, and it is the main diet for tropical and subtropical regions. Whatever the population is there, and the rice needs high temperature. high humidity and rainfall. So if you are growing the rice in your fields, so it needs high temperature and high humidity as well as high rainfall. If you see the example nowadays, that is in the month of May and June, so mainly the rice is grown, rice is sown in the fields. So definitely nowadays the high temperature is there and as well as the monsoons are there. So rainfall is also there. So it grows best in alluvial clayless soil, which can be retain water. And if you are going to just growing this particular crop in your field, so you can grow best in the alluvial soil, which can retain the water. China leads in the production of rice, followed by India. So China leads in the production of the in the world in the rice, then followed by India, Japan, Sri Lanka, and Egypt. In favorable climatic conditions, as in the West Bengal and Bangladesh, 2 to 3 crops are grown in a year. Mainly, whatever the climatic conditions, favorable climatic conditions are in West Bengal and Bangladesh. So, in a year, in these two regions, in West Bengal and Bangladesh, they are growing 2 to 3 crops in their fields in a particular year. Then they have given about the second, that is about wheat. Okay. Then they have given here about the wheat, that is wheat requires moderate temperature. Moderate means normal general temperatures and rainfall during growing season and bright sunshine at the time of harvest. Okay, as we are also well familiar, the wheat and rice is also grown in our fields. So we can see the wheat mainly, that is mainly grown in our fields during the winter season. Okay, it requires the moderate normal temperature and the rainfall mainly while we are just growing. We are just sowing these seeds in the fields, and bright sunshine when it is going to ripen. It thrives best in the drained loamy soil, and mainly we can grow wheat mainly in the loamy soil. Wheat is grown extensively in USA, Canada, Argentina, Russia, Ukraine, Australia, and India. Okay, so in the different parts of the world, they have given the names of the different countries where mainly extensively it is grown, and in India it is grown in winter season. Winter season, when during the winter time, the wheat is grown in our country. Then millets. They are also known as coarse grain, hard grains, and can be grown on less fertile and sandy soils. We can grow, these are mainly their millets, mainly in the less fertile soil and in sandy soil. Okay, it is a hardy crop that needs low rainfall and high to moderate temperature and adequate rainfall. Like jowar, bajra, and ragi are grown in India. Other countries are Nigeria, China, and Niger, where the millets are grown. Then maize. Maize requires moderate temperature, rainfall, and lots of sunshine. Moderate means that is normal temperature for the maize. If you are going to grow the maize in your fields, so you can go for it. That is, it needs that is moderate temperature, rainfall, and lots of sunshine. It needs well-drained fertile soil. Maize is grown mainly in North America, Brazil, China, Russia, Canada, and Mexico. Then after this one, they have given about the cotton. Cotton requires high temperature, light rainfall, 210 frost-free days, and bright sunshine for its growth. If you are going to just grow the cotton mainly for the textile industries, so it requires the high temperature and very less rainfall, light rainfall, and 210 frost-free days. ठीक है, जहाँ frost means पाला जो वो होता है वो नहीं पड़ना चाहिए. So these are all the things, and as well as the bright sunshine is needed for its growth. It grows in the best on black and alluvial soil. Black soil mainly, and the black soil is also known as the cotton soil. And in China, USA, India, Pakistan, Brazil, and Egypt are the some leading producers of the cotton. It is one of the main raw material for the cotton textile industries. As you all know that nowadays everyone is just wearing the cotton made clothes. So that is work as a raw material for the textile industries. Then they have given the example here about the jute. Jute was also known as golden fiber. Okay, it is known as the golden fiber. It grows well on the alluvial soil and requires high temperature, heavy rainfall and humid climate. This crop is grown in the tropical areas. India and Bangladesh are the leading producer of jute. You might have seen the gunny bags. Okay, so where the jute is used for making these all the things. And then after this one, they have given about coffee. Coffee. Okay, coffee requires well and wet climate and well drained loamy soil. So for coffee, warm and wet climate is needed, and mainly hill slopes are more suitable for the growth of this crop. Hill slopes, whatever the slopes in the hills, these are used for growing the plant of the coffee. Brazil is the leading producer, followed by Colombia and India. Means the leading producer of the coffee, that is Brazil, leading by and followed by Colombia and India. Then they have given about the tea. Tea is a beverage crop grown on plantation. As you all know that it is drinkable and it is liked by most of the people, and mainly this requires cool climate and that is distributed high rainfall throughout the year for the growth of its tender leaves. Okay, as for growing of the tea, so it needs somewhat cool climate and well distributed rainfall. Okay, that means equal distribution of the rainfall on a tea plantation throughout the year for the growth of its tender leaf. It needs well-drained loamy soil and gentle slopes. Gentle means the slopes means halki ढलान जहाँ पे हो. Okay, in these slopes you can go for the growing of the plantation of the tea. Labor in large numbers is required to pick the leaves. Okay, you can see left side they have shown in the figure. So the laborers are working over there. So the labor in the large number, these are required for picking the leaves of the tea. Kenya, India, China, Sri Lanka produce the best quality tea in the world. Then after, they have given about the agricultural development. Mean to say, how we can improve our agricultural system. Agriculture development refers to the efforts made to increase farm production in order to meet the growing demand of increasing population. As they have explained here, that the increasing in the farm production, whatever the production is being done by us in our field, so we need to increase it to fulfill the demands of the growing population and increasing population. This can be achieved in many ways, such as increasing the cropped areas, the number of crops grown, improving irrigation facilities, use of fertilizer and high yielding variety of seeds. So we can use and we can increase and we can get more and more production from our field by just increasing the crop area. Means we can increase the land area, we can just increase the growing crops in our fields, improving the irrigation facilities and using the chemical fertilizers, and as well as the high yielding variety of seeds. These are known as the high yielding variety of means, that is HYV seeds. Means these are the modern methods of farming. By implementing these all the things, we can get more and more production from our field. That is mechanization of agriculture is also another aspect of agricultural development. If we are just mechanized and we are just mechanized the modern methods and we are using the modern methods of farming, so we can improve the production from our fields. The ultimate aim of agricultural development is to increase food security. Okay, food security means everyone should get the food. Okay, in the left side in the box, if you see, food security exists when all people at all times have access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. Okay, this is called food security. Means the main aim of the agricultural development mean to say to provide the food security each and every citizen of the world. Then agriculture has developed at different places in different parts of the world. Developing countries with large population usually practice intensive agriculture where crops are grown on small holding mostly for subsistence. As we have read about the subsistence farming, Okay, in this one, mainly what used to happen, they have given in the different parts of the places and different parts of the world, in different places, what used to happen, that is mainly the developing countries like India. So large number of population is indulged in the intensive agriculture farm. Means they are just growing the crops in their field for just feeding their families. Okay, then larger holdings are more suitable for commercial agriculture as in USA, Canada and Australia. And who the farmers who are just having who are having the large tracts of the land, so they are using this particular land for commercial purposes. Okay, with the help of the two case studies of farms, one from India and one from USA, let us understand about agriculture in the developing and developed country. As India is a developing country and USA it is developed country, so we will come to know which are the differences in the farm in that is in India or in USA. Okay, in a farm in India, there is a small village that is Adilabad in Gazipur district of Uttar Pradesh. Munna Lal is a small farmer in this place who has a farmland of about 1.5 hectare. His house is in the main village and he purchases high yielding variety of seeds from the market every alternate year. So they have given the example here about one farmer belongs from Uttar Pradesh, okay, named Munna Lal and having the land that is 1.5 hectare. Okay, his house that is in the main village at the center of the village, and he purchased the HYV seeds, high yielding variety of seeds, okay, from the market every alternate year. The land is fertile and he grows at least two crops in a year, which are normally wheat and rice and pulses. He used to grow in his field mainly the wheat and rice or even the pulses. The farmer takes advice of his friend and elders as well as government agricultural officers regarding farming practices. He also takes the advice from the agricultural officers and as well as from his friends for just growing more and more or for developing the mainly the developing the capacity of the producing of the production from his field. Then he takes a tractor on a rent for plowing his field. Though some of his friends still use traditional methods of using bullocks for plowing. Bullocks mean to say they have shown here means with the help of the means bulls. If you are just tilling your land, this is bullocks traditional method. Okay, there is tube well in the nearby field which he takes on rent to irrigate his field. Munna Lal also has two buffaloes and few hens. He sells milk in the cooperative store located in the nearby town. He is a member of the cooperative society which also advises him on the type of fodder for his animals, safety measures to protect the health of the livestock and artificial that is insemination. So here these all the things they have given about the Munna Lal, how he is managing each and everything. He is growing the crops, he is also rearing the livestock and selling the milk in the cooperatives, okay, and as well as getting the advices from them which of the fodder he should provide to his animals and safety measures of their livestock. All the members of the family help him in various farm activities. Sometimes he takes credit from a bank on an agricultural cooperative society to buy HYV seeds and implements. And sometimes as well, he used to take the loan from the bank for purchasing the high yielding variety of seeds which can give more and more production in the small piece of land. And also his family members are also helping to him. Then he sells his produce in the mandi located in the nearby town. Whatever the production is being done by him, he is selling in the local town. Since majority of the farmers do not have storage facilities, they are forced to sell the produce even when the market is not favorable to them. As these are the small farmers and they do not have any storehouse where they can store their grains and where they can store their production. So even not favorable conditions in the market for their goods, so they were forced to sell these goods in the market. In recent years, the government has taken some steps to develop storage facilities for these small farmers. So then, this is the example they have given about a farm or a farmer that belongs to our country, India. Now they have explained a farm in the USA, how the agriculture activity is done in the USA. The average size of a farm in the USA is much larger than that of Indian farm. So whatever the size of the land over there in the USA, that is means more larger compared to Indian farm. A typical farm size in the USA is about 250 hectares. They have given the example about 250 hectares of the farm. The farmer generally resides in the farm. The farmer used to stay and he used to just live in the generally in the farm. Some of the major crops grown are corn. So some of the major crops which is grown by the USA farmer, that are corn, soybean, wheat, cotton, and that is sugar beet. Okay, they have given the Joy, that is Horan, a farmer in the Midwest USA in that is Iowa State, owns about 300 hectares of land. He grows corn on his field after making sure that the soil and the water resources meet the needs, okay, of this crop. So what he is doing after making sure whatever the things are needed for growing the corn in his field, that is proper water supply and as well as the soil that is prepared. So after this one, he is growing the corn in his 300 hectares of land. Educate me to say the sufficient, whatever the things are whatever the steps and whatever the things are needed for growing the corn, these are taken to control pests that can damage the crop. Okay, sufficient measures are being taken by him to control pest and can damage the crops. जो भी कीड़ा उनको लगता है उसके लिए भी वो proper जो है measures लेता है, means which cannot damage his crop. Then from time to time, he sends the soil samples to the soil testing laboratory to check whether the nutrients are sufficient or not. And even he is sending the samples of the soil to the soil laboratory for checking whether the proper nutrients are there or not. The results help Joy Horan to plan a scientific fertilizer program. And whatever the report will be there, the sample of the soil, it helps to him to plan a scientific fertilizer program. His computer is linked to the satellite, which gives him a precise picture of his field, and this helps him to use chemical fertilizers and pesticides wherever they are required. So as he was having his own computer and which is linked with the satellite, okay, and it just gives the picture of his land and it helps him to use the chemical fertilizers and pesticides where there is required in his farm. He uses tractor, seed drills, levelers, combine harvester, and thresher to perform various agricultural operations. Mean to say, with the help of the technology, with the help of the machines, like he used tractor, the seed drills, levelers to level the land, harvester and thresher to perform various agricultural operations, doing the various agricultural activities in his field. Grains are stored in the that is automated grain storage and dispatched to market agencies. So having his own and this one storage, so the grains are stored over there, and then these all grains are dispatched to the market agencies. The farmer in USA works like a businessman and not like a peasant farmer. So whoever the farmer in the USA, it works as a businessman, not like a farmer that is mainly in our country. So this is all about both the examples. We have read the example that is about the farm, a farmer that works in our country and a farmer that works in the USA. This much of the difference we can see in the farming activities and in the agricultural activities. Okay, that we have now learned about the agricultural activities. Now the question answers have been given, that we will discuss later. Okay, have a good day.